education, and welcome to today's webinar. We're planning to share some more information about course development today. Right now, the ASA Education Foundation has two very exciting opportunities for our manufacturer members. So I want to start by clarifying the purpose of today's webinar is to gain more information regarding product-specific course development and building content, not the co-op funds for education. If you would like to learn more about the co-op opportunity, please definitely reach out to me after this webinar directly. You will have the opportunity to submit text questions to today's presenter by typing your comments into the questions area of your control panel. You may send in your questions at any time, but we'll go ahead and save time at the end to answer those. Now I'll go ahead and introduce Brandon Matthew, Customer Success Manager at Blueville. Brandon?
Hey, thanks Jessica, and thanks everyone for joining today. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I know we've been speaking with our webinar series with ASA, we've been speaking to distributor members over the last few months, and pretty excited to talk to suppliers and manufacturers today. Really what goes into, as we talk about course creation and making sure that you're maximizing the effort that you're putting in to develop product training to reach your members as a part of a sales channel, really it all goes back to the foundation, which is planning your course. This is certainly something that you can do on your end if you've got time and resources, but as some of you may know, Blueville can also step in and provide some consultative expertise around what we're seeing in not only the plumbing industry but other tangent industries on what folks are doing from a best practices perspective in developing content. So today I'm just going to walk through a few high-level items on how to plan a course. It obviously takes a little bit of time and resources, but it doesn't take that much time. So after going through this, and we've got this, the way we've designed this, these slides is it's something that we can send to you when we're done. So here you'll see a few of the high-level items that we're going to help educate you on. It's really powerful. We had done a survey this year to about 1,200 users within our system, and these are the folks that are completing training, the end users. And ASA was a part of this survey, and we really got some powerful information out of it. And we really found at a high level, folks feel like they're more knowledgeable about a product and more equipped to sell a product based on taking online product training from suppliers. It's really important that you create a plan around your content before you roll it out. And one of the things that we're talking to suppliers about is don't use this as a check-the-box item. Certainly we see content out there that doesn't translate to end results and business outcomes. So really think about it from a perspective of what outcome do I want? What am I looking to do with this course? Am I looking to just generate a module around brand awareness, educate my sales channel about who we are as a company, the value we provide? Or am I trying to change behavior and change sales behavior? Maybe it's a product that you've recently released to the market, and you're really trying to change a behavior and change the outlook that folks have on your product and what it can do for them and their branches. So step one, again, is really set goals and objectives. What do you want to accomplish? What's the end result? Think about it from a learner's perspective. Do you want them comparing two products that they maybe sell? Maybe your product compares to another product out in the marketplace and you're trying to differentiate that. Again, change behavior on what product they might recommend. This is really the foundation for building a course, but it's really setting up those goals and objectives and what you want them to accomplish and what do you want to accomplish. Secondly is consider your audience. Who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to counter sales folks? Are you speaking to inside or outside sales folks? Are you speaking directly to the folks that stock and sell your product and recommend your product on a daily basis? For most of you in this setting, this will be more of a features and benefits type course. This kind of takes it to the next level, and I know this is something as we developed this tutorial, we really thought hard. We know a lot of you folks don't have, and I promise you these are not my drawings here. I can't even draw this well on this storyboard. But now this takes an extra step of effort and time, and it's hard because from talking to a lot of you folks, we know time is short, and so you may not have time to sit down and actually draw out a storyboard for the course and plan out how you want the learners to experience the course. But I would tell you it's important. But at the same time, this is something that Blue Volt, or even at your partners at ASA, can step in and help you out with. I think it's important to visually see how your course is going to act from start to finish. Make sure then, based on that kind of that storyboard or that drawing, make sure that your learning result is going to be translated throughout the 3 to 5 to 10-minute course. Second is gather resources, and a lot of these resources you're going to have, whether it's marketing photos, any diagrams, charts. We've got some follow-up resource documentation that we're going to be developing over the next couple weeks on how to create a course using your camera or iPhone. Any sort of videos, YouTube channel that you guys might have, any sort of assets that are out there that you can use to help strengthen your message. And secondly is building it. And again, this is where we can step in and help you guys out, provide consultative expertise around it. So again, this is something that we do day in and day out. So best practices on courses. What is a course? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 30 minutes? Is it video? Is it PowerPoint? It can be all the above, really. But these are the preferences and these are the best practices that we see from talking to members out there, from gathering information from the folks that are actually consuming the content. We're finding more and more learners are preferring short courses, short 5 to 10 minutes. These counter folks and sales folks only have so much time during the day. Time is of the essence. We really recommend building a course that can be consumed in one sitting. So if a course is 20 to 25 minutes, chances are a learner is going to have to break that out over 2 or 3 different sessions. So 5 to 10 minutes. A quiz is really important, and that's multiple choice or true-false. Again, reinforce the learning behavior that you're trying to drive through the product training content. Any sort of visuals, audio, any other layers of interactivity other than a PowerPoint are beneficial. And again, just keep it simple. Start with a goal, and at the end, make sure that one goal is reached. If you've got multiple messages that you want to drive through content, figure out what's of the highest priority. What we found, and again we found through surveying our users, talking to suppliers and talking to our partners, publishing courses in Blue Volt and ASA University does increase product knowledge and sales. The proof is there. We're gathering the data. We've talked to the folks that take content. Anecdotally, as well as tangibly, it's there. It's important to have clear goals and objectives. Don't muddy the waters. Find your 1 or 2 more highest priority items that you want to accomplish within a course and drive it. And think about it from a learner's perspective. Your field salespeople, the folks that are out talking to distributors, what do they need? What are the gaps in learning and product knowledge that you're hearing about, and how can you augment that, and how can you bridge those gaps through product training in a module? And obviously make a plan. Have a plan before you set forth on this journey. The more courses that we see uploaded to our system, the more concise they are, the more direct they are, because we can tell from talking to our supplier partners that they took that extra few minutes ahead of time and made a plan on what they wanted to accomplish. And obviously we're in it together. We're always here to help. Your partners at ASA are here to help. We want you to get the most positive business outcomes from developing content and publishing content with within ASA University. So we're certainly here to consult and help you guys on that.
Perfect.
And that is all I have, Jessica.
So we did have a couple questions come through, but we'll start with those. Feel free if you have additional questions that you think of to go ahead and type those in as well. But is there any way to incentivize training through Blue Volt?
Yes, great question. So we have a built-in incentive program called Blue Bucks. We have a partnership with a third-party provider of gift cards, online gift cards. There's 125 retailers, Amazon, Nike.com, Cabela's. And what we find our most successful suppliers do is attach an incentive reward. And typically it's $1 to $3 per course completion, where they'll incentivize the learners to complete their course. The learners can then accumulate those dollars to be redeemed straight through the Blue Volt system. So yeah, it's something that we see most of our suppliers participate in because it is, incentives go a long way towards driving completion.
Perfect. Two more questions came out of that. The first would be if they choose not to use Blue Bucks, is there a way to run reports so they can incentivize outside of the Blue Volt system?
Yeah, so what we do is on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, we would set you up with an automated report that would get fed out of the system. So you'd get a report from ASA University, and it would give you details on who took your course. So name, email address, and the distributor company that they work with. And all of that is in Excel. So it's outside of the system. You can do with it what you want. And I would say tangent on using that report to provide incentives, a lot of our successful suppliers will use it for lead follow-up or in sales and marketing activities as well.
Great. The second question that came out of that was, how would we incorporate CEUs into our training?
So CEUs wouldn't be redeemed straight through the system, but what I have had other folks do, and I'm hoping this question would kind of piggyback on what some folks have done, is a customized completion certificate. So a lot of what we've heard of is learners needing to take proof of course completion for continuing education. So you can build, and we can help you build a customized completion certificate that the learners can print and take with them to redeem for whatever continuing education credits they need. Hopefully, if I understood that question right.
Perfect. Yeah, I know ASA University has those for our developed courses as well. So.
Okay, cool.
How can we get learner feedback on our courses? Is that an option?
Yes, yeah, really, Insinkerator, who we work with, does a really good job of feedback. So courses in the Blue Volt system can have multiple modules or chapters. So I know I mentioned two of those, which are the learning module and the quiz, but a great recommendation would be something Insinkerator does, which is a third module, which is a feedback module. It can be a survey format. Usually we only recommend 2 to 3 questions. But you can download and you can get reports based on learner feedback on your content as well. And that's super easy to do.
Great. I think the last question I have on here, unless anyone has others they'd like to send through, is what types of materials do you see manufacturers bringing to the table to start a course?
I would.
Video, already.
Yeah, I would start. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I interrupted you. My fault. So PowerPoint is typical. Typically, what we see, because you or your salespeople are probably out giving presentations or using PowerPoint decks somewhere to present for new product releases or product launches. So that's typically the easiest because it's out there. It's probably been developed. Video is a close second. Typically folks will create a video around a product. It'll be sitting on a YouTube channel or an internal website. So video is a close second because it's easy to do. As I mentioned, you can take your iPhone out and shoot a video about a product, in about 5 minutes. So typically PowerPoint and video are the two that we see.
Great. I think that was it for now. If you do have any additional questions, don't hesitate to send those either to Brandon or to me directly at jfacker@asa.net. And thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. We will send you a follow-up email with a recording as well, so you can also reply to that with any additional questions. Brandon, if you don't have anything else, I'd like to just say thank you for joining us and have a good rest of your day.
Yep, I'm good. Thank you very much, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.